Hello, I hope y'all are all doing very well. It is November 28th. Today I'm back. So today I'm going to be talking about a potential really tornado outbreak that we were looking at for tomorrow. So it's going to be, I'm going to focus on this the entire video. This is a pretty big deal. This is one of our most significant looking outbreaks in a while, or what could be. So yeah, I hope y'all are all doing well. It is Monday, first day of the week, or like work week. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So this is the SPC's day 2 convective outlook. This is for tomorrow, November 29th. We're looking at a moderate risk for a good portion of northern and even down in the maybe central Mississippi there. A little bit of like far northeastern Louisiana, southeastern Arkansas, and like extreme southwest Tennessee. Cities in this here, I'm just going to read off of here. Bartlett, Tennessee, South Haven, Mississippi, Greenville, Collierville, Tennessee, maybe, and Germantown, Tennessee. Sorry if I pronounced two of those wrong. But the moderate risk is not going to be. This what's where the SPC is thinking we're going to see the highest severe weather potential, but that's not going to be our limit for severe weather. We can see we have an enhanced risk, which is still significant, extending all the way down to like almost Alexandria, Louisiana, up into almost far southwest Kentucky, but not quite northwest Tennessee. That slight risk does extend all the way into southern Illinois, and all the way down to almost the Gulf Coast, down in Lake Charles there. And then marginal risk extends up to not quite to central Indiana, not really up to the Indianapolis area, but very close. A large portion of southern Illinois and southern Indiana are in that marginal risk. So a pretty large area we're going to be looking at as well, which is, that's normal with these types of events. The size of the risk, like literally like the size, like the area that it encompasses is not abnormal, really. Yeah, we're looking at a 15 sig tornado risk in that moderate risk. Our moderate risk is for tornadoes. We have 30 wind. Wind will be a big threat tomorrow as well. Something to watch. And hail's 15. The hail threat will exist, but by far it's not going to be like the biggest threat. It's not going to be, shouldn't be that big of a deal, really. Like the hail equivalent here, like if we just had a 15% hail and nothing else in wind and tornado, like in the wind and tornado categories, it would just be a slight risk. So, yeah. Okay, so we're looking at the new run of the HRRR, the 00Z. We're looking at, of course, Mississippi and Alabama here for tomorrow. So this is just reflectivity. I want to take some soundings. So we can see by, 10-11, we're already seeing storms start to get going across this area. And just several rounds of very strong storms move through like northern Mississippi. All the way out in Alabama. All these really have a potential to do a whole lot, but we don't want to look like individual storms on the HRRR. That's not what you do with HRRR. No model's going to do it, like forecast these storms right. But we can see, throughout tomorrow afternoon, we have the prefrontal trough, and we can see we have dews in the 70s, dews in the mid upper 60s, all the way into northern Mississippi there. Dews in the 60s stretching over to Alabama, allowing for that severe weather threat. And as we can see, as we get into the overnight hours, we start to see the cold front push through. And by that time, once this kind of pushes through, we'll see a little bit more organization of storms kind of along that into maybe more of like a line. But that's the thing about tomorrow, is a lot of these storms could potentially be discrete. We're not going to really be seeing like a full-on line like during the day like we normally see like this time of the year. I don't mean like normally this time of year. Severe weather outbreaks this time of year aren't normal, especially as we get into December, but they happen. They happen. Like a good bit of times. We had one, some last year. This time of year, some very significant ones. Pretty sure we also had some in 2020 in the southeast. Okay, wait. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't know why that happened. All right, but hopefully y'all didn't hear anything. We had some in 2016, and there's a very similar day to this in 2016, actually. Like looking at the SPC, but there's definitely many differences with like what we're looking at environment-wise to that day. So comparing this day to that day, I think it was like November 29th, November 29th, 2016. Very similar in like the convective outlook, but we're not going to look at it because I mean there's differences like once again environment wise. I mean even though the outlook looked practically the same, we're still. I mean there's no point in looking at it really. It's not gonna do any good. So yeah, let's go ahead and take some soundings because that's gonna kind of be our. It's gonna kind of help us. So I mean already by 12 p.m. tomorrow I'm gonna lock it here. So I think that's 12 p.m. Okay. We already have, surface-based Cape. We can already see values stretching into like 1,000 range, moving into central Mississippi. Instability tomorrow. I kind of feel like it could be an issue if the HRRR does verify, like mainly reflectivity-wise. But let's take a box sounding just north of Jackson here, where we already have some instability at this time. So I mean, a very dangerous-looking sounding. We can see, shear profile. Shear values, SRH. And just like the actual shear here, 29 knots of surface to 1 kilometer shear. This photograph looks perfect, and not perfect, but it looks very, very good for tornadoes. And also, this is really going to help us. That photograph really shows how these storms are going to have really good venting. We're going to see, which it's going to help these storms to be more long track. These supercells to kind of remain supercells for longer instead of just kind of turning into like a big HP blob, which some of these will most likely, but soundings like that's going to help us not to get as many of those, which is going to increase our tornado potential. So looking at 1 p.m. tomorrow, we're looking at also supercells down towards southern Mississippi here, or down by Gulfport. Also, the 20th threat will be lower. We have, our shear values are definitely lower. Hodograph doesn't look as good. It's a little more small, but it's not as curved. I guess is kind of what I meant to say. Put it in simple words there, but so yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a lower end tornado threat here, but the tornado threat's still there. Any storm that we have coming on shore, or also kind of strengthening inland. Like we see here on the HRRR, any of those will have the potential to be supercells and potentially produce tornadoes tomorrow. So 3 p.m. So we're on. This is like mid-afternoon. Peak heating. Instability now. We're looking at 2,000, almost 3,000 about 3,000 surface-based Cape in central Louisiana, 1,000 stretching up into northern Arkansas, and northern Mississippi. Actually, can I get? Okay, here's just the entire southeast. So I want to zoom out here because there's other areas other than just that one area that are going to be looking at a threat for severe weather. So actually, wait, what does the Ohio Valley give us? We're going to use the Ohio Valley one for a little bit here. Actually, I want to get Louisiana. Sorry, okay. But yeah, we can see several areas of supercells. Take a few, box soundings. This one is in our lower end threat. That's only on our slight risk there, but still. This Hodo easy 5 tour right there for sure. Still, really, the environment's really supportive of supercells, and some of these storms could also carry, more of a hail threat. We have a little bit more instability, a good bit more instability in that area, like across these more southern areas compared to as up here. And then kind of in that middle generally is where we're going to see the greatest tornado threat. There's several other factors, of course, going into this, but also it's generally where we see the most shear as well. Taking another sounding there, that Hodo is just, very good looking. We also have, plenty of, the shear profiles are just really, really good. Which is kind of the big issue. Further north, northern Alabama, this is a little bit kind of, I want to get these storms up here, but it's a little hard because you have to take the sounding outside of them. Yeah, the tornado threat will not just be inside of like that area right there. It's going to be many other areas going up towards. Let's go ahead and go up towards 7 p.m. here, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Depending on what time zone you're in, central or eastern. HRRR, that cold front is approaching. These storms are going to begin to get a little more organized. Into like more linear modes potentially, but the tornado threat will not be gone by 7 p.m. No, it's still going to be here, and it's going to be a big problem still. Uh, but I mean, at this time, we are starting to see these storms eat away at our instability. So, according to the HRRR model, so that could be something good. We're starting to lose that instability. The storms are eating away at it. Uh, so that could be a little bit of a good sign. Uh, as we get into like, especially after dark, once we lose that instability even more. O3Z, this is 9 p.m. We're starting to see these storms, a lot of heavy rain up in Tennessee, northern Georgia, excuse me. So the shear profiles are just good, but I mean, we lack like stuff dealing with like thermos. Still, central Mississippi is still getting a lot of storms on the HRRR at this time. So once again, I mean, several rounds of storms are possible. Still looking at a tornado threat even in the same area after like for like more than 6 hours. 05Z, it's still raining. We're gonna have flooding issues, I think, tomorrow as well. I mean, literally every hour the rain's still over the same area. But then we can start to see the cold front like right there. These storms begin to move into Alabama and Mississippi, or Alabama, like, and also do start to weaken as they do so. But once again, I mean, still the environment's not bad even as we go into like 8Z. I mean, I think this is 2 a.m. If I'm correct. But yeah, I mean, still got good looking photos. I mean, shear won't be an issue at this time still. I mean, we'll still have it. Main issue will be, I mean, maybe a little more of a linear storm mode, then instability will be kind of the main threats as these storms are going to kind of begin to cold pool kind of over themselves because they keep tracking over the same areas. And then we can see all that heavy rain moving into northern Georgia. We do have a marginal risk out along that area for Wednesday here, but I mean, the severe threat doesn't look to be significant. We can see a pretty strong line of storms diving south through Georgia, Alabama. Damaging winds would be, I mean, one of the main threats with these. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's also, this is a much more kind of stable environment. I mean, dews are only in the 50s. We're looking at instability. We're pretty sure we literally have none in that area. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really just going to be like a shear-driven line of gusty winds. Maybe some like damaging gusts up in like the 50 mile per hour range. Maybe some area in Georgia could get 60, like a severe like a severe storm. But I don't think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be a widespread event. It's a marginal risk. The big deal is over, of course, in Alabama and especially further west. So, and I mean, still though, I mean, the further you go southwest is where we're still going to be looking at the severe weather threat like 12Z. Of course, like I said, the environment's, it's cooler. We don't have a lot of instability. So the tornado threat will go down. It'll be mainly a damaging wind threat probably as we get like Wednesday at 12Z. So like 6, 7 a.m. 15Z, I think this is 9, 10 a.m. We're still looking at that line slowly dying as it dips south. The Georgia and the Florida Panhandle there, southeast Georgia now, and yeah, I mean, pretty much the only threat with this is damaging winds. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a sneaky Florida Panhandle tornado threat. To be honest, maybe because when we tend to see these with these types of events, we see like, I mean, the environment up here is just we have is like a quickly like weakening line of storms producing gusty winds, but then further south we see these couple of storms kind of embedded in the line that just stay like very strong, stay severe one, and then do produce like a quick tornado. I wouldn't be surprised if Wednesday is one of those days. We can see still we have decent shear. SRH values surface of 3 kilometer, about 200 hodos, supportive of some kind of like HP sort of embedded supercells maybe inside of this line, and then by 20Z Wednesday afternoon that line's dead pretty much, and it's just moving into like the Jacksonville area. Shear at that time is like very minimal. This front pushes through quick. I mean, we play this out, and it's a very quick moving front. And even behind that front, that's just more stable air, kind of where we have that like those higher dews back there. So I don't think we really need to worry about like anything refiring during like Wednesday afternoon. Behind that, but yeah, so that's just looking at tomorrow's potential tornado outbreak. That's all I'm going to talk about in today's video. Tomorrow will be a pretty significant day. If the models are if everything goes how it's looking right now, which hopefully tomorrow goes on the lower side of things. Like we don't hopefully we'll have like instability issues, because tomorrow is not a day that's really good for chasers. I mean, we're going to be looking at. I mean, this is in Mississippi, first of all. This isn't like and this also is a significant event. I mean, this isn't like, a slight risk, and it like a little bit of a more open area. I mean, this is Dixie. I mean, that's kind of the one of the reasons this is so bad. But I mean, this is going to be a different outbreak compared to what Dixie's used to, due to the fact that these storms will likely be more discreet. We're not going to be looking at like a massive line of storms moving through the area as well. Well, until tomorrow night. But yes, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all all stay safe tomorrow, and I will be back hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna try to stream for a bit after school. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it.